We did
We actually
it!
are live now.
Yay, we're live.
And only a few minutes late.
I was going to say only 8 minutes late or something. I feel like that's good.
It's not the worst. We've been better. We've been better at this.
Yeah. But we've also been worse at this.
Yes. Yeah, I think there was one time we postponed it about an hour. So
yeah.
This is good.
This is good.
For us, this is great.
Yes. So welcome, everyone. If you're watching live, thank you for joining us. I'm about to hand my husband my coffee. Look, this is the wonderful coffee mug that you made me. Or you didn't make me.
I didn't make it.
You had it ordered.
It's a Letter Things made that. Great work she does there.
Wonderful job. Wonderful job.
And let me fix this. I feel like it's like, I spent all this time fixing my camera and then now I'm fixing it again. But yes, let's start before people are like, why did I tune into this? Because nothing's happening.
Exactly.
Right. So I guess I'll kick things off with the awkward story for the day.
I cannot wait to hear it.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is a recent throwback here.
Okay.
So, Allison, I think it was 2 episodes ago, I was complaining about my package that was stolen off the front door of my apartment.
Yes.
And I was like, I went outside, it was a monitor I just bought, and I was like, I went out to look for it, Allison. My monitor can't be found anywhere. Someone has stolen it. I walked around the building and I looked at the front doors to see if maybe they just put it at the wrong address. I couldn't find it anywhere. I was freaking out. And I was like, if they stole this, how am I going to get it replaced? So I go on my computer where I got the notification saying my package was delivered. And I'm searching through it. I'm like, okay, where's the contact info? What do I need to do? Come to find out, I was looking at the wrong email. And what they said was delivered. I had already gotten off the front door and it wasn't for my monitor. It was for something completely different.
Oh my goodness. It was something that was like, oh my gosh. Come on.
Hey, this is Chris.
And this is Allison, and you're listening to This Is Awkward. Chris, you're telling me you ordered like a book. You brought your book in and you were like, where's my monitor? Is that what happened?
I copied the wrong tracking number.
Oh my goodness.
So I have this app I use to track deliveries. And
What's the app?
It's called Deliveries.
Oh.
It's just called Deliveries.
Super original. Okay.
And I just copied the tracking number and I put it in for whatever item I'm waiting for. So I accidentally copied the same account number twice or tracking number twice for 2 different things. And so I was sitting there looking I was like, there should be 2 packages. Where's the other package? There's nothing out there.
Oh my
blah, blah, blah. And I'm running around. We even talked about it in our bonus Patreon episode.
We did. You were like,
I was so upset.
I've got to find it. And I was like, I really hope that someone didn't take it.
Yeah, it was not my proudest moment. Not my proudest moment. I'll just say
wow. So, okay, well, we all have moments like that. We all have moments where sometimes we feel a little dumb. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we make decisions that put us in really awkward situations. Or sometimes someone else does something that makes something awkward, right? And and so that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about specifically awkward money situations, not awkward package situations in this podcast episode. And we want to be able to hear your awkward money situations, your stories, so that way we can help you navigate through them without losing your friends and family along the way.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of the show, we would love to have you. You're what makes the show so great. You can call us at 707-200-8259 if you want to share your awkward money story with us, or you could really just send us a DM on Instagram at pop. Again, I was gonna say at Popcorn.
All about the self-promotion. All about this. He's like, I just want more people to listen to my other podcast that doesn't have you on it.
This is just a front for my other show, but no. So you can contact us at This Is Awkward Podcast on Instagram and send us a DM. We would love to hear from you there too.
Yes, and today's awkward story is about dealing with a parent's maybe unwanted advice.
Yeah, we're going to hop into that very awkward situation after a quick break. So, Allison.
Yes, Chris.
I don't know if you know this, but we have a Patreon.
I do know that. I was filled in on the memo, and yes, if you are really enjoying listening to This Is Awkward, we get messages from people that say, I binged your episodes. I tried to make it, I tried to draw it out, but I just couldn't. If that's you and you're thinking, I need more awkwardness, I need more what I'm loving, I need more behind the scenes, then this Patreon's for you.
Yeah, we would love to have you, because the fun thing is, after we're done with this, we're going immediately into a Patreon only episode. And in there, we talk about all different things. We dive back into some things that we're loving. I think at the end of the year, what we did was we even did a look back at the year. We looked at some goals, some things that we took away from 2020. And then also we're going to be doing a lot of reviews and kind of like revisits to some awkward stories that we've had on the show in the past.
Yes, it's really great. And the good news is there's a membership for everyone. So it is a monthly membership, and the tiers start at just $5. And what's so awesome is not only do you get more awkward stories, you get more of This Is Awkward, but you're also supporting our show.
Yeah, and we really appreciate it because you allow us to keep putting out more content. We would love to be putting more of our time into this, but we both have to make a living doing some other things. But as you support This Is Awkward, you allow us to be able to put more into it and allow us to create extra episodes for all of you.
Yes. So if you're interested in joining, and we so hope you do, you can either go down to the show notes. There's a link there, or you can go to patreon.com/thisisawkwardpodcast. Okay, Chris, let's get into today's awkward story.
So I'll take the reading duties on this one.
I appreciate it. So you're the one who wrote it out. Yes. I cannot wait to talk about this one, though.
All right. So this one comes from an anonymous writer. And also, for all of you out there listening, that's an option for you. If you want to send your story, you don't want to be notified or identified of of who you are. Just say you want to be anonymous, and we'll do it just like today's writer. And they said, "Hey, Chris and Allison, I am a recent college grad who is currently living at home. I work full time and contribute to the house and pay for half my groceries. I recently started a new job, and my dad likes to make comments about my finances whenever I share my plans. I'm currently in a mountain of debt that's between student loans, credit cards, and a new car loan that my parents helped me make the down payment on. I do have savings in my monthly budget, but I have a goal to be debt-free in 3 years. My dad says I should take the full term to pay off my loans and focus on saving. He says I should take his advice because he has years of experience. I love my dad very much, but how should I navigate this awkward family dynamic?"
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah. First off, thank you. Thank you for putting this out there, because here's the truth, Anonymous. I don't even know if this is a boy or a girl, Anonymous. You are not alone in this. I know there are so many other people sitting in your same shoes. You know, maybe they do have to go and live at home after they graduate, which no shame in that game. But their parents are sitting here thinking, I know what's best. And even though you're an adult, I'm going to try to push what I know what's best on you.
Oh yeah, like my parents love unsolicited advice. That's like one of their favorite pastimes.
Do they listen to this? Do they listen to this?
Probably not. I would tell them to their face anyways, but they probably don't listen to this. They do, and I know after I graduated college, I in no way in Southern California could afford a place to live. I stayed with them probably at least another few years after graduation.
Really? Okay.
Because it was just too expensive out here.
Yeah.
And they had their advice on how I should save and where I should be putting my money. I did buy a new car right out of college.
Oh, we heard about that.
You all heard about my car experience.
Or your boss was threatening you, it feels like. If you don't perform better, we're going to steal your car. We're going to take your car away.
It's like, we're just going to take your livelihood. But I mean, I think here's the hard part. Oftentimes, parents have really good advice. They have some great advice. But that may not be what you want to do, and that may not fit into your plans. And just because someone has good advice doesn't mean it's the only advice and the best advice for you in your situation.
Yes. And so, okay, I'm going to speak on this as a mom. As a mom, right? I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, almost a 9-year-old. How is that possible, Chris? How is that possible?
I don't know. You're just ancient.
I got pregnant young. Not ancient. Come on, you know my skincare routine. We talked about it in episode, what is it? You go ahead and pull up that episode number.
I will.
But as a mom, you pour into these children. Okay, what episode number is it? I'm dying to know.
What episode number? Oh, I don't know.
You don't know. I don't know. Okay, so as a mom, or as a parent, you pour into these children, and you for 18 years, you feel like you know what's best, right? You're guiding them. You're the one who's supposed to know best. And then they leave. This is what I'm guessing, right? I haven't gotten to this point because I'm not that old, Chris. They leave for what, like 4 or 5 years, and then they come back. But you've had them for 18 years giving them advice. So I'm sure I can understand that it's going to be difficult to try to no longer give that advice, no longer try to guide them, especially when they're in your house, whenever that's been your habit for 18 years.
And I don't have kids, so I can't speak to this specifically. I don't know if you know if I slyly changed the title at the bottom there because I had the wrong one up this whole time.
Oh, I didn't even notice. That just shows you how much I was paying attention.
Allison doesn't read any of the things I put on the screen. If you're catching us live, just ignore the wrong things I had on the screen. But
sometimes I don't even read emails he sends me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Care what I say.
But I don't have kids, but I can understand how you raise someone your entire life. And you're like, I put in all this effort and I've tried to lead you down the right path. Just continue to listen to me. I got you to this point. Why not just keep doing what's been working for you all these years?
Yeah, exactly. So, and my mom still gives me advice. A lot of times it's about like motherhood or parenting. But I think there's also a relationship dynamic because I can tell her, kind of like how you said you can tell your parents, like, I don't want to hear it. I can tell my mom, like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Like, and she doesn't take offense to it. So I'm wondering, I'm not saying this is true, but I'm wondering if maybe this person doesn't have the type of relationship with his or her father where they feel comfortable enough because they say, I'm just going to assume it's a girl because that's just how I'm envisioning it.
I think it's a guy, but you can name who you can assign whatever gender you want.
Okay. Well, in my mind, this girl, she is, she says, I love my dad very much, right? I do. Yeah. And so there's that, how do I show respect to a parental figure but with still paving my own way and making my own decisions?
Oh, that can be hard. And I think too, sometimes I remember, I want to make my own decisions. Give me the chance to make my own mistakes. Like, fine, you don't think this is a good idea. That's great. But let me try. How am I going to know unless I try? You kind of have that's kind of stubbornness to some degree. And I remember my wife's parents, they were like, hey, you can just have your wedding in our backyard. And we were like, we don't want to have a wedding in the backyard. We're going to have it at the church. And then we got to have this venue for the reception. And that decision was the start of me getting in like $27,000 worth of debt.
Right. That's right. Because that's where it led. That's where it started.
And it's one of those things where it's like, let me make this decision. But there's times where they are giving you really great, really sound advice. And it's hard to take it when you have a plan that you've already set for yourself.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna throw out a little analogy here. I like to think of like my 6-year-old right now is like, let's not make fun here, but he's trying to learn how to ride a 2-wheel bike. He has no interest, right? But if I stood there and always held onto his seat, he would never learn. If I was running alongside him, always holding on, he would never learn. It's when I let go of the seat, let go of the handlebars, and let him go on his own where he's going to learn. He's going to fall over. He's going to scrape his knee. There are going to be tears, but he's going to have to get back up and keep going. He's going to have to, unless he wants to be the only kid in the neighborhood not riding a bike, which I don't think he wants to be that. So I think as a parent, it's hard to let go whenever it's something as big as finances, but maybe this person could just say like, hey, Dad, literally say what they said. They said, I love my dad. I love and I respect you so much. And I really want to say thank you for caring enough about me to offer advice on something as big as my finances. It shows you really care. However, I'm going to take part of your advice, but I'm also, I also want to focus on X, Y, and Z and whatever it is that they want to do.
I think that's really great advice, but this is my reaction. I was like, oh yeah, you're going to say that. They're going to be like, get out of here. Just do what I tell you to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting.
That's not what my mom would do or my dad, I don't think. Or maybe that's what they would do in their head.
I'm thinking like when I think, you know what? I think I would get, okay, all right, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, like, let me watch you stumble. Maybe that's what they're thinking, but maybe they'll watch you soar.
Because I cut this part out of the message, got to condense it down. But he even said that his dad told him, all right, let me know how your plan goes in a couple of months. It's almost like I'm testing you. Okay, you think this is right? Let's see how this is going to work for you. I could be, again, projecting my own.
Your own issues.
But I mean, there's always that chance, but I think that's I think the mature and adult way to handle it. Like you said, like just be open, be upfront, show your respect, show your love, and then say, but I am going to
I'm going to do this. And I think the issue I feel like is maybe they feel like they have to follow their father's advice because they're still living under their roof. So I think that adds a complication to things. You know, I went back and lived at home for 3 months after I graduated before I moved 5 hours away. So once I moved 5 hours away, you know, even though my parents would make suggestions for what they thought I would do a lot of times, I was just like, you're 5 hours away. You're not going to know what I'm going to do. Sorry,
like,
Mom.
sure, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, it's like they have less of this hold because they don't see you every day. So I think also that's where it becomes more complicated. And so, you know, they either need to take a stand and say like, hey, no, I'm gonna do this my way. Thank you so much for offering your advice. It shows that you care and you love me, but I'm gonna do this my way. You know, that's one option. Or they could do it Dad's way and try. I don't know. No, I don't think that's a good thing to do. Do what you want to do. You're an adult.
Yeah, and you're right. Being there adds another layer of complexity. The fact that you're going to see them every day. They have a chance to give input on what you're doing every single day. It adds to it. But I want to ask you this. What do you think of the advice? So our writer, he wants to pay down his debt. He wants to be debt-free in 3 years. It's credit card, student loan, and car debt. And then he'll start saving and working. He said he's already has some in savings, so it's not like he's not saving at all. But
does he say how much he has?
He didn't say exactly a dollar amount, but he said I have savings, but my focus is to be debt free in 3 years. His dad on the flip side is like, hey, they give you all this time to pay off your student loan. Why not just milk it as long as you can, pay it off in the longest possible time, and then save aggressively now? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that if he can do it in 3 years, if he gets like a company match on a 401k, like I still think that he should invest some. That's what, if I could go back and change the way we paid off debt, I think I would have wanted to invest more.
Same.
But my husband says, no, I'm fine with it. But you know, so it depends on the person, because my husband's like, no, we did it well because then we got out of debt sooner. But I'm like, I would have rather taken 6 more months and, you know, invested more. So every person has their own idea around that. But I would say, and still invest, get a company match, set up a 401k, do whatever, or Roth IRA, do what you can. And then as long as you have a decent savings and as long as you don't mind living in your parents' house during that time, then that's an okay plan. However, you might get to a point where you're thinking, you know what, I've outgrown this living situation, and it might be nice to have some money in savings to be able to make choices on your timeline. Where what I mean is that if you ever get to the point where you're like, you know what, this is it, I'm ready to leave, even though it's only, 2 years down the line instead of 3 years down the line, having savings allows you to put a deposit on a rental, to be able to do the things and not have to live in a situation where you might feel like you've outgrown that situation.
Ooh, that is such a good point. Like when you said that, you made me think about, like, if you don't have anything saved, you're trapped there. You're just going to be there until
at their mercy.
At their mercy to hear all their unsolicited advice that entire 3 years. And hoping that it goes to plan and nothing comes out to like derail you. And then once that's over, now you need to spend another, who knows, 6 months to a year now saving to be able to move out and do your own thing. So if your only focus is on paying down your debt, then you've kind of just locked yourself into 3 to 4 years of living with your parents and having to deal with whatever they say.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it.
And I don't think that they need to think of it as this is my money to escape my parents, right? Because we don't want to, that has such a negative spin on it. Maybe instead think of it as this is my money for living with more freedom than I might have right now. I'm not saying that all parents don't allow them to have freedom. I just know that if I was in my house after graduating, like there would be some rules and some expectations if I was under my parents' house. So I'm assuming this is the same thing here, but it'll, see it as like, this is my next step money, my next step for independence. And you might reach that next step before you think you will now. And then it's nice to have that money there so that when you're ready for that next step, you can take it and you don't have to wait around.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm not even going to add anything to that. I think that's
Okay.
perfect advice. Perfect advice there.
Awesome. Well, great.
So, well, I guess thank you to our anonymous writer. I always want to say call our anonymous
I
writer.
want to say caller too.
It just comes naturally when I say something out loud. It's like, oh, I just want to say caller. But yeah, thank you to our anonymous writer. We really do appreciate you taking the time to send that in.
Yes, and we will be right back after a short break.
And here's our break. We're just going to break right here. We have nothing else to say, really.
Insert your ad here.
Here we go. Allison King. Hi, guys. Happy
Hey,
Awkward
Allison,
Monday.
great name. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I love the cat picture too. My name's Allison and I like cats.
This is how I looked earlier today when I was trying to work. That's exactly how my face looked.
I hope your employer. Let's not like, I'm so sorry, Chris's boss. We really do promise he loves his job and he did not look like this cat.
I didn't say I was asleep. I said my face looked like that while I was actively working.
And being more productive than every other staff member.
Oh yeah, like even though I could barely see out of my eyes just like that cat, I was so productive. So productive.
Do we have anyone else watching?
We do. But only Allison. Anyone else have anything you want to say? If you want to throw us some more cat pics in the comments, feel free to do so.
Yes, please do. Okay.
All right. So Allison.
Chris, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It is time for What I'm Loving. This is my favorite segment because it gives us an opportunity not just to share things that we're enjoying, things we're loving, books we're reading, shows we're watching, music we're listening to, people we enjoy following on social media. Ooh, I should do that one day. People I enjoy following on social media. But it also gives us an opportunity to share them with you so that you can find something new to bring you joy when sometimes your days are so monotonous that you're thinking, what's going to make me smile today? This is going to make you smile.
I am always amazed by the amount of energy you have to do that introduction every episode.
Well, it's because I'm drinking coffee at 9:15 at night. And I know I'm going to get people that are going to send me DMs and say, you shouldn't be drinking coffee at 9 p.m. at night. And I'm going to say, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't. But we record our podcast late, so I have to.
And this is your second cup since you spilled the first one.
Well, I didn't drink the first one, though, because I spilt it. So it's only my first cup drinking. Boom.
Well, coffee spiller, would you like to go first or do you want me to go first this week?
I want you to go first because I might change mine on the fly. Which is going to bother you.
No, it's fine. I'll just change the title for what you're loving for when you're ready.
Sorry.
Anyways, so what I'm loving, Allison, since I have to do these lead ups here. So I have been mildly interested in Star Wars.
Oh my God.
I didn't want, you're going to love this. This is specifically for you, Allison. So I didn't watch the original movies until I was much later. Until I was like in my mid-20s. I'd never seen them. Mm-hmm. And then actually I saw the prequels, but that don't count because those were not the greatest movies. But I watched those whenever they came out in the theaters. And I slowly kind of got into the books, and I'm like, oh, this is much more interesting. Like the expanded world, there's like hundreds of books. But I guess Disney, when they came in and bought Star Wars, they got rid of a bunch of them. So there's only like roughly like 60-ish books in what's considered like canon. So I joined.
60 books?
I think it was at like around 60, like 59, 60, something like that. So I joined, Allison, the Star Wars Canon Challenge that I just randomly came across on the internet. I did not know how I came across it.
You mean the Star Wars Nerd Challenge? How much nerdier can I get? Oh, wait, let me look. I'll read all 60 books of Star Wars. Sorry. Sorry to anyone who likes Star Wars. It's just too easy. This is too easy to say this.
Look, Allison, don't be a hater.
And you're wearing glasses to go with it. Like, you're just fitting the part. I mean... Look,
Star Wars is an amazing universe that they've created. And this group is reading all the books in order.
Do you have to wear suspenders while you read?
And I actually have a pocket protector, so that way when I have my pen for taking notes, it doesn't get ink all over my shirt.
Okay, great.
But so they're reading all of them in order. Mm-hmm. They even put in the comic books if you want to read the comics that fall between the books. They show you where the movies fall in the timeline. Allison, I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
How much have you read? Tell me.
So I had already read 6 books prior to this challenge.
But that doesn't count because you didn't read them in order.
No. So I reread the first book in the challenge.
Okay, good.
Well, I'm
because you're not a slacker.
I'm listening to the audiobooks.
That's the same thing as reading.
So, but I'm not going to re-listen to all of them because one of them I actually read or listened to right before the challenge started. So I think I'm somewhere in like the fourth book right now is where I am. I've jumped ahead a little bit because I don't trust myself to stay ahead, but that's where I'm at. We've barely started. It started at the beginning of the year and we're going book by book. There's a Discord with rooms for all the books. There's rooms for the comics. There's room for people sharing their fan art, for cosplay. They're showing all kinds. It's great, Allison. I'm all in on the Star Wars canon challenge.
Oh my gosh.
All in.
I don't even know what to say, Chris.
I knew you would love this. I knew you would love this because I knew this was going to be the one that you really had a lot to say about. So, Allison, what are your thoughts on Star Wars?
Okay. Am I going to share this awkward story on?
Oh,
I've told you this story before, but my mom listens to this. Okay, so when I was in college, there was this guy I liked, and he was a huge nerd, and I wanted to kiss him. And so he invited me over to watch Star Wars. And I was like, oh, movie night? Yeah, we're going to kiss. And I went and I watched Star Wars. And I ended up watching the entire Star Wars and nothing happened.
Wait, you're leaving. You said you've told me this story. And you said that he just completely ignored you because he was so into the Star Wars movies.
I was like, you've seen this before. It's not Gilmore Girls. Like, it's not worth rewatching over and over and over again like Gilmore Girls is. Clearly, I like Gilmore Girls. But I was like, come on, dude. And I thought he was into me. And then later on, he was like, yeah, I am into you. And I'm like, psh, no, thank you. We don't like.
You're like, I only want men who like me more than Star Wars.
Well, I was just like, how are you going to invite a girl over in college to watch a movie? And that's what you do is watch a movie.
Okay, hold on.
We should have prefaced this. We should have put that up. Well, I mean, like,
did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said, I'm inviting you to watch Star Wars, and that's what you did.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. He
was
also
a creeper.
the guy.
He wasn't some pervert.
You want to hear something else that's really funny? Is he was the guy that I had to take a music class because I was an elementary education major, and I had to I could technically teach music, as if kids would learn if I did that. And he would. I had this composition class I had to go to, and I had to go to these concerts and note everything about listen and answer questions, and I had no idea of nothing. I know nothing about music, and I just can't hear it. It's just not a talent of mine. And I had him go to the concerts with me, and he gave me all the answers because I couldn't. You used
this poor man. You hated. Was this before or after Star Wars? I need to know.
This was before Star Wars.
Okay, so you still were using him, but
I got an A in the class. I don't understand what the problem is.
I have no words for you, Allison. You have no words. Actually, you know what? So Allison sadly had to leave the podcast. I'm on a search for a new co-host. So if any of you out there listening right now would like to join me.
Oh my gosh.
Allison has been booted from the show.
Oh, it just wasn't meant to be with him. It's okay. If I had end up with Star Wars guy / music composition guy / guy who, wasn't interested in me, I wouldn't have met my husband.
Yeah, that's positive. Your hatred of Star Wars led to your beautiful family. So
well, and exactly. Thank you. And I think that maybe that's why me and Star Wars have a bad rap, because I was like, what? Really? Come on. You have this really attractive college girl sitting next to you. You don't even try to hold her.
Anyways, you've hijacked this what I'm loving and turned it into about you once again.
Right.
Anyways, Star Wars canon challenge. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm loving. I'm all into Star Wars. I'm watching Clone Wars right now on top of reading the books, on top of I'm going to rewatch the movies. So that's what I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you don't have children. You have time.
I can do whatever I want to do.
You have time to do all of these things, which leads me into what I'm loving.
All right, let's get into your thing here that I can just hate on.
Well, I know you are going to hate on it. I know you are. So I am loving Audible. I have taken the plunge, and I have signed up for Audible, which adding another monthly subscription kind of frustrates me. You know, like I'm kind of like, ooh, do I really want the commitment, right? The monthly commitment. However, here's my truth. My truth is I don't do well when I have physical books I have to read. I don't ever make time for it. I cannot tell you. In fact, actually, I have told you, Chris, when we've chatted, how many books I abandon.
Oh yeah, you're a serial book abandoner.
Book abandoner. I mean, like,
you just throw them to
right
the side. You're like, you're all. I don't know how many times you told me you're hyped about this book. I can't wait. Look at this book I got, and then I never hear about it ever.
Hey,
again.
I made it through Story Brand by Donald Miller. Okay,
that you did.
And I'm gonna make it through Profit First by Mike blah 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 blah, and it's like blah 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 blah. But here's the truth. When I got Audible, I was like, I really want to read more, but I'm not reading before I go to bed. I just don't have time, right? I'm a mom. I take care of my kids in the morning. I send them to school. I work all day. Like people think I like sit around and like post on Instagram. That's not it. I work all day.
That's not what you do.
I mean, sometimes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And then, you know, I do work full time. And then I pick my kids up. I interact with them. I make dinner. I do all the things. And I don't have enough time. So I decided, how am I going to deal with this? And I tried doing your way. You said, Allison, download audiobooks from the library. Blah, blah, blah.
If you want to spend your money, go for it.
But
I am a fan of getting free audiobooks. Let's just
I
say
am
that.
too. However, all my audiobooks aren't boring Star Wars books that no one wants to check out.
Hey, I'm on wait list. I'm on multiple wait lists for these books, just so you know. I got one. Like I have one right here. It's wait. I have like 11-week wait for this
my
book.
goodness.
So don't say people don't want to listen to these.
Okay,
great
you're right.
audiobooks.
I apologize. So I was getting frustrated because all the books I was wanting to listen to, I couldn't ever get a hold of when I wanted them. So I finally told my husband, I want to read more books. I want to read more like self-development books, which are just sometimes boring to listen, you know. And I just read slower because I get distracted because of the ADD.
Because they're boring.
No, it's because of the ADD. And anyway, so I got Audible and I'm still I'm not in my free trial anymore. Anyway, I have read 1.5 books in 10 days. That is a record for me. Thank you. So the book I got for free was Glennon Doyle's Untamed, and it was very good. I loved it. And then I'm reading Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty right now. I'm in the middle of it. And what I like about it is that I can speed it up really fast. It is how
It's very unmonk-like to have no patience and speed through that book, but just saying.
Oh, touche. Touche. Regardless, I'm still going to finish it. So I listen to it in the morning. Now I'm not doing my Bible reading. You know, I talked on the last episode about how I was done my Bible reading. My husband was like, let's do it again. And then I decided, you know what? We're going to take a year off of reading the Bible in chronological order. We're gonna let everything settle for 365 days.
You're waiting for the sequel. You've been waiting for that. So.
That was a good one. But anyway, so what I'm doing is when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is listen to my audiobook, and I listen to it on like 1.3 or 1.4 times speed. I listen to it while I'm making my kids breakfast. I listen to it while I'm cooking dinner. I put my AirPods in. My kids are like, Mom. And I'm like, oh, Mom's reading. Like,
No, I'm all for audiobooks. I love that's the Star Wars challenge are doing almost all the books I'm gonna do as audiobooks because why not?
Exactly. So I really like it when I can get a book that's been read by the author. I really like that.
A good voice. What if they're like boring?
I don't know. Jay Shetty has this like European London. He's from London, so his voice is
who doesn't like a British
definitely
accent? I mean,
not boring.
Yeah, any British accent is gonna work for any book. So yeah.
So,
okay.
Anyway, that's what I'm loving. It's a subscription. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but then I just decided, no, this makes me a better person. And I'm willing to invest monthly because before, you know what I was doing before, Chris? I'm so ashamed to admit this. I was just binging Netflix. The same moment.
Sounds like a great thing to me, but go
and like, okay, but like, I mean, I'm talking like every morning I would get up. Well, not the last year, but I would be watching Netflix. I would watch Netflix while I was cooking dinner. And so I would rather be listening to audiobooks. I feel like it makes me a more well-rounded person.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I just save Netflix for at night now.
Yeah. That way it's special.
Yeah.
Nighttime Netflix is special.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm loving.
Well, Allison, now it's time for my favorite segment. I'm just going to say it. This is the thing that I enjoy the most. This is what I come here for. You come here to talk about your Audible subscription and your books, but I'm here to talk about the listener shout out.
Oh, but I love the listener shout out too.
It's so great.
It
It's
is.
so great. Speaking of which, before we get into our official listeners shout out, we have a few bonus ones here. This one comes from Tammy. She said, "You both are such a necessity to the financial world."
Oh,
So
Tammy.
thank you, Tammy.
We just love you, Tammy. You're so
Thanks,
great. And look at that cute picture with her little glasses. Sorry.
No, she looks very like peaceful and comfortable. I want to just like lay. I want to go lean on the couch now. That's what I want to go do.
After seeing the cat picture and then Tammy's picture.
I want to combine. I want to look like the cat with my eyes closed, but I want to be comfortable like Tammy. I want to combine those two things together.
Anyone who's not watching this and looking at this is very
They have
confused.
no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why you need to come listen to us live. I mean, just saying.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
And we also have this one here. This is from Tanisha. Oh,
Hi,
this is my cousin.
Tanisha. Oh, Tanisha.
I was like, this name looks real familiar.
Wow. Hi, Tanisha. Thanks for joining us.
Got family coming into the live stream. So,
They're going to tell your parents what you said.
I know. Hey, you didn't hear anything. But anyways, time to get into our official listener shout out. Allison, do you want to take duties on this one?
I sure will. Okay, this is a Apple Podcast review from Alex Smith, and it says best of both worlds, but I need to make this a little bit bigger first. Okay. It says, I love this podcast. It combines two of my favorite things, humor and personal finance. This is a much welcome change of pace from my normal information-heavy podcasts. Chris and Allison have great chemistry, and their playful back and forth makes it so much fun. I had the pleasure of joining them for a live recording on YouTube today, and it was awesome. Thanks for joining us, Alex. I tried not to binge all of the episodes when I found this podcast. Sadly, I failed, LOL. I struggled to stretch it out for 2 weeks. Oh well, I look forward to every new episode. Keep up the great work, Chris and Allison from Alex. I can't read.
Actually, Alex is my new co-host since you've been removed from the show.
Aw, womp womp. Good luck, Alex. Joke's on you.
Well, thank you,
kidding.
Alex. That was very nice of you to say that. We really appreciate that.
So sweet. So if you want to leave us a review, you can go to Apple Podcasts. We prefer 5-star reviews. And if it's a nice 5-star review, we'll likely share it.
Oh, yeah. If it's less than that, I mean...
we'll just ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for taking the time.
Yes, we
would prefer
appreciate
5.
your thoughts. Yes.
Also, if you're like Alex and you're like, I really want more episodes because I binged through all of these so quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I need more of it.
Come join us on Patreon. Just like Tammy, who's been supporting us for several months now. So thank you so much, Tammy. You can be like Tammy and come join us over at patreon.com/thisisawkwardpodcast.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you to our anonymous I want to say caller, but our anonymous writer who shared about that tough situation with his or her dad. We totally get it. And we hope that our talking about it helped you maybe come up with a solution for what you can do.
Yeah. We hope that we can provide some help to you. And we always love to hear your feedback. So if you have any follow-ups for us on the advice we gave, any details we might have left out, please feel free to reach out and let us know what you think. We would love to hear from you again. And also, feel free to give us a call. 707-200-8259 if you want to leave us your awkward story. We love hearing your voice. I think next episode we have a call that we're probably going to end up using. We have a list. We have like a bank of awkward stories and calls.
But we want more of them. But we want more of.
Yeah, we don't have too many. I don't put it like that. No. We still want more. So yeah, please feel free to call in, or you can leave us a message on Instagram at This Is Awkward Podcast.
Yes, and Chris, this was a less than awkward episode until I shared my college story, and then it got awkward.
You made it weird.
I did. And for that, I have to say, that's me. I mean,
you're just being
sorry. It's like,
what else can you do but be your weird self?
And that's why you want to be my co-host, right? Right? Chris, where did you go?
I'll talk to you next episode.
Bye.
There we go. We made it to the end.
Woo!
Whew, thanks to everyone who stuck around and joined us through.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. We're actually getting ready for our post-show stuff, which will be our next Patreon episode. We actually have a Patreon episode coming out this Wednesday which was the what we recorded after last episode, and then this one will be coming out at the end of the month. So if you want some more episodes, if you want some more awkwardness, please feel free to join us over on Patreon. We love the support.
Yes.
We appreciate you all being there.
We would love to have you. So, okay,
now,
are we gonna get off of here and
I guess we should hop off and do our official recording now, the official Patreon one. But thanks to everyone who stopped by. Oh, we have a comment. I saw something
I want to see comments. I want to see comments. See, I don't get to see them.
This one comes from Kathleen.
Which Kathleen? I wonder if that's my mom.
That's my first thought. Is that your mom?
Oh, I mean, she has yellow hands in real life, and then those are yellow hands in her thing. I'm gonna text her.
Every time she puts her hands together, then that little like a little spark comes across and connects them right there.
I don't know. My mom, she's gonna.
Is that
you? I'm just questioning. Is that you? My mom is so great.
Your mom is great.
She really is. She really is. I mean, I'm not just saying that because she might or might not be watching. Great job.
Was that a response to your text message or just a response to what we're saying?
Yes, it's her. I don't know if we should be like, I don't know. This is a great way for you to spend what is today? Monday evening, Mom. Way to go. I'm proud of you. And you're staying up late.
Yeah, this is family night here on This Is Awesome.
That's right. I love it.
Well, actually, no, I had nothing else to say. I thought I had something else to say. I didn't.
Okay, well.
I didn't.
Okay, let's go ahead and say bye. And then we're going to go record our post-show content, which you can get if you join us on Patreon.
All right, we'll see y'all soon.
Bye.